Well, hello folks. What we have here is a SEIJUEN elm that went through the storm that we've had. It didn't do well. What happened was there was a nice apex that went up this way. Well, it fell off the bench and it broke it. So now I'm going to have to restyle this somehow. And one of the first things I'm going to do is to cut the root, make sure there's nothing down there that would make me take a certain path. Okay, so I'm going to do that first. So I'm over here, and looks like evidently there was one big one there. And I'm going to rake this out and see if what we could do as we proceed on. You can't really just make choices up on top without knowing what's down in the ground, right? So I'm going to rake this out. Well, I'm working on this towards the middle of February. Valentine's Day will be coming up next week. So I'm thinking, can I get away with something like that? Maybe. I'm gonna keep working the roots, see if that's a possibility. Well, it looks durable. I mean, there's nice roots here. I might have to take off some big ones here. So I think I could safely cut this across like that. All right. The tilt like this might work. So let me see if I could find a pot that I could put this in. It doesn't look too bad. I'll spin it for you. This is where the big cut is. What I'm going to do next is either take my very sharp knife and cut this edge, or one of my tools, because what you want is a nice crisp surgical like cut along this cambium so that it would heal better. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay. Well, are you going to take the wire and push this thing up? No, I'm not touching this thing at all. Next year, 2 years, it's just recovery time. And what I'm going to do is let this thing flush out. Remember my concept, if you let these flush out and grow very vigorously, these will heal better. So that's what I'm going to be going for. I'm going to clean cut the edge and not do anything. And elms are top growers, right? So as soon as it starts to warm up, this will grow like gangbuster all over the place. And that's what you want. And the other thing, this is a seiju. Remember I was telling you, those of you that like to wire, well, these, if you try to wire and stand this up, they'll snap right there. That's one of the reasons why these got so damaged. My regular Chinese elm, when they fall, they just kind of bounce back. But the seiju, they got a weak joint like that, so it'll just snap. So anyway, I'm just gonna clean that up and then set it aside. Root cutter, but I like to use this tool like this, right? Make sure this is kept sharp so you get a nice clean edge. And you have to sort of visualize how this is going to heal, right? So you should be carving this part so that you know what the eventual look will be like, right? So like this part here. So like I said, you could use a sharp knife to get this edge, but you know, nothing worse than cutting your finger in front of the camera. Hey, I've done that before too. Okay, so anyway, so you just want to get it clean. And after that, just wait. If you don't have patience, you're going to learn patience, because that's what it's going to take. Is patiently waiting. And what we want to do is this thing to heal back, so this whole thing will be recovered. And the key will be letting these grow, and there will be new shoots that come out of here, and you want to save all those and let it recover. So we are at the point of just recovery. We don't try to style, don't do anything too extreme, just recovery. Well, this is another Seiju. So I had a nice apex started up here, and it's gone. It just snapped off. Okay, this is on the bench with other elms, and other elms didn't have any problem. So this one, what is it going to require? Well, I got a potential here and a potential here if I do something like that, I guess. So let me go ahead and cut this root ball and see what I've got to work with. Okay, out of the can, it looks like this. Usually what I do is cut off either a third or about a half of the root, because you could push these deciduous one in the middle like that. And then that way I can see how it'll work. So I'll go ahead and do that. Next step, we rake the roots, see where they go. What I think I want to do is more like this. So I need to make sure this side, there's no big root that will hinder that progress, right? This side is okay because it'll get buried. So I'll go ahead and take care of that. Well, there doesn't seem to be an issue with a surface root on this side. So I guess I'm good to go. So what am I going to do? Well, the apex is missing. I got to remove this chunk. Then it goes diving down and this goes up. That's kind of funky. There we go. So now what are we going to do? Okay, doesn't look too bad. I'm going to have to clean cut that. I'm assuming that this is the front, this is the apex, so we'll have to let it grow and then maybe twist and turn. Normal people should just take this side off, but I guess you know by now that I tend to look for the least common solution. And I'm thinking, what if I remove this side and came back down this way? Well, it's not strong enough to do that, and I still want this to heal. So I'm going to leave both. Most of the time I try to make it so that I make a decisive decision at this point, but I'm going to wait on this one here, because we got at least 1 year to 2 years just to wait for this to heal over. So let me go ahead and take care of that and leave that final decision till another 1 year to 2 years from now. I've switched to this tool to get a little bit better feel for it. Okay, so you got to visualize how is this going to heal over. It's going to bulge a little bit. Maybe I should take this side down a little bit more so it'll be a natural taper. Well, I think that's about where I want it to be. You know, this Seiju has a very thick bark. The cambium is right in here. So anyway, I got that done. And I'm going to do nothing, just let it recover for at least 1 year, maybe even 2 years. And those of you that like to, oh, this one It might be, it's okay, maybe. But they do snap. So those of you that love to wire, go ahead and do it. I think, in anything we do, you have to do it yourself just to see if it really is true. Well, what happened to me was very early in my career, I was still wiring things like everybody else. And then I had a nice big one, and the bottom branch needed to be tweaked. So I wired it, and then I proceeded to pull down and snap. Okay, I can't believe that happened. So I went to the next branch, did the same thing, snap. So I come to the conclusion, maybe Seiju is not like your regular elm. They will snap if you're not careful. So anyway, after that I got into mostly shaping without the wire. So that's where we are right now. So this one does have a dual solution, this way or that way, but I think I'll be making up that decision probably towards the end of this year. Well, I guess that concludes the chapter on After the Storm. I wish this had not happened, but because it did happen, hey, at least I got to do a chapter on how to do a major restyle when you are forced to. Okay, so anyway, this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter. Hopefully it's something more happy that we're just making progress. But I thought this one came out really good in terms of for you to find out what you could do. I'm just looking right now, and I wonder if I should just cut across here and just make it into a really good looking, very small bonsai. But I'll go ahead and let it recover up on top and then not worry too much now. Okay, see you again real soon. Bye.